Donkey and the Grasshoppers. A donkey, having heard some grasshoppers chirping, was highly enchanted, and desiring to possess the same charms of melody, he demanded what sort of food they lived on to give them such beautiful voices. They replied, "The dew." The donkey resolved that he would live only upon dew, and in a short time he died of hunger. No two people can be treated alike. The oak and the reeds. A violent storm uprooted an oak that grew on the bank of a river. The oak drifted across the stream and lodged among some reeds. Wondering to find these still standing, he could not help asking them how it was they had escaped the fury of a storm which had torn him up by the roots. "We bent our heads in the blast," they said, "and it passed over us. You stood stiff and stubborn till you could stand no longer." Stoop to conquer. The toad and the mayfly. As some workmen were digging marble in a mountain of Scythia, they discerned a toad of an enormous size in the midst of a solid rock. They were very much surprised at so uncommon an appearance, and the more they considered the circumstances of it, the more their wonder increased. It was hard to conceive by what means this creature had preserved life and nourishment in so narrow a prison, and still more difficult to account for his birth and existence in a place so totally inaccessible to all of his species. They could conclude no other than that he was formed together with the rock in which he had been bred, and was coeval with the mountain itself. While they were pursuing these speculations, the toad sat swelling and bloating till he was ready to burst with pride and self-importance, to which at last he thus gave vent. "Yes," said he, "you behold in me a specimen of the antediluvian race of animals. I was begotten before the flood, and who is there among the present upstart race of mortals that shall dare to contend with me in nobility of birth or dignity of character? A mayfly sprung that morning from the river Hypanis, as he was flying about from place to place, chanced to be present, and observed all that passed with great attention and curiosity. Vain boaster," said he, "what foundation hast thou for pride, either in thy descent, merely because it is ancient, or thy life, because it hath been long? What good qualities hast thou received from thy ancestors? Insignificant even to thyself, as well as useless to others, thou art almost as insensible as the block in which thou wast bred. Even I, that had my birth only from the scum of the neighboring river, at the rising of this day's sun, and who shall die at its setting, have more reason to applaud my condition than thou hast to be proud of thine. I have enjoyed the warmth of the sun, the light of the day, and the purity of the air. I have flown from stream to stream, from tree to tree, and from the plain to the mountain. I have provided for posterity, and shall leave behind me a numerous offspring to people the next age of tomorrow. In short, I have fulfilled all the ends of my being, and I have been happy. My whole life, it is true, is but 12 hours, but even 1 hour of it is to be preferred to 1,000 years of mere existence, or that have been spent, like thine, in sloth, ignorance, and stupidity. A lazy reliance on the antiquity of a family is, by far, less honorable than an honest industry.